AFTV, Julian, that was comfortable today, wasn't it? It was a comfortable victory by Arsenal.
It was very comfortable, but I'm still not convinced Arsenal were that great. I look at the other team and what we're up against, and what we're up against really didn't look too impressive.
Yeah, but you can only beat what's put in front of you. And I have to admit, before the game, I was thinking to myself, I don't know, man, I don't know if we'll win this game. You know, they've got something to play for. You know, they're trying to stay in the division. We ain't really got nothing to play for apart from getting ourselves ready for Thursday. I was a bit fearful of this game, you know. Not that it would have really mattered much, but it was a very impressive performance from the off.
Well, the first thing is I don't think Newcastle did have anything to play for. When I look at the table, it looks like they are pretty safe.
Should be
safe. So the motivation wasn't particularly there. The other thing, which I think we forget about because it's been so long, the crowd wasn't there. One thing about going to Newcastle, I remember the crowd was very noisy. They really got behind the team. They're not there, so you take that element out. I think that gives us the advantage. And the other thing someone mentioned downstairs was that Arsenal seem to perform well when they're not under pressure. And we didn't have any pressure, as you quite rightly said. It didn't really matter. All right, what we 11th coming into the game, now we're 9th, may end up being 10th. Really doesn't make that much difference.
Yeah.
It's all about Thursday night and how we prepare for that.
Yeah, it is all about Thursday night. Does that give you any confidence going into that game?
I think winning is a habit and losing is a habit. So the fact we won, there's nothing bad in that. Yes, it could give us confidence. We've got to have a look at some other players. El Many looked like he could come in and do a job. It also, I think, educated us again to the fact that our left back really isn't a left back and that's not his position. The biggest surprise for me was that Xhaka didn't get sent off.
Yeah, there's one time in the second half, I don't know if you saw it, it's like the ball bounced high, he went to kick it and then he, to be fair to him, credit him, he pulled back out of it and just said no.
Yeah, there's a few different elements at left back that I think are important. Number one, that you can tackle. I don't think he can. And number two, in the modern game, that you've got some speed, which he doesn't have. So to me, it's obvious, don't play him at left back.
He actually did pretty well though today when you think that he's up against the Almirons and St. Maximin a couple of times came over on that side. He actually did okay, didn't he?
He did okay.
Dangerous, quick players.
He did okay, but again, Newcastle, once it got to the second half, they didn't really look up to much. You know, put him under pressure, did he do okay? And what we've seen up to now is at left back, put under pressure, he doesn't do okay. So by now, surely we've understood that he's not a left back. Don't play him there. Yes, he's a footballer, and he should be able to play at left back, but the skills that he has really doesn't constitute putting him in that position. He's a liability there.
It's all on Thursday. That's our season, that game on Thursday. This is kind of preparation for that. Confident going into that?
You never quite know what you're going to get with Arsenal. I mean, I'm not saying they're a great team or they're a very bad team, but what they're an inconsistent team. And you normally get an idea of how it's going to go within the first minute to 2 minutes of the game. The positive side of me says we'll be fine. Looking back at how we've reacted in other games over 2 legs, we've normally had one good game and one bad game. We've had our bad game, so law of probability should say that it will be fine on Thursday.
Okay, I like that. I like the law of probability. Finally, actually, before you go, you've seen what's been going on at Old Trafford with those protests, and what have you made of that?
Well, I don't really understand too much about the situation at United. I was speaking to the gentleman downstairs who is a United fan. I said, what exactly is the problem? From what I understand, 300 million's been spent by United. So what exactly are the fans so upset about?
Well, they've been upset about the amount of money the owners have taken out of the club. And I know you're very controversial on these things because you always just look at things from the real business side, but they have taken a lot of money out.
Well, it seems like there's two...
And never put any of their own money in.
Okay, isn't that...
And when you then put on top of that, the fact that they tried to take the club into the Super League as well, and from a lot of the talk, they were the main instigators of getting everyone involved in this country.
Okay, so they're upset that they're making money out of their own investment. Is that what the fans are upset about?
Yeah, and also that they're not been ambitious. You know, since they've sort of come in again, the club's been in decline. You know, I mean, United from the days when they used to win loads of things has gone to very similar to Arsenal. A bit better, but very similar to Arsenal. And they're upset about it.
Okay, so they haven't shown ambition by spending 300 million. 300 million to me is
No,
quite
but
ambitious.
they've taken a lot of money out of the club as well and have mismanaged the club, which is clear to see on and off the pitch. United have been in decline, serious decline since Fergie left.
Okay, Ferguson, I begrudgingly say, was probably the greatest manager I've ever seen in my lifetime, which was proven by his last season. He had an average team and won the league. I don't think you're ever going to replicate Ferguson. So when you have perfection, it's a bit like Wenger's Invincibles. Which way are you going to go? You can only go one way. Is that because of the Glazers putting in less investment, or you just reach a pinnacle and there's only one way down?
I think it's a mix. I think obviously Fergie's a hard guy to replace, but I think if the ownership are not managing the club in the right and proper way, I always say when clubs are managed badly, they go into decline. When clubs are managed well, like Leicester, City, you see their rise, and that's what their fans are upset about. They've had enough, and then adding on top of it this whole Super League debacle, that's why we've seen these serious protests.
Okay, so if you take City, are they being managed well?
I think they are, yeah.
Or is it just a case of they've got unlimited funds?
I think they've got unlimited funds, but I also think if you look at the whole infrastructure, how they've done things, how they've built things at City, that's a well-managed club. I think if you look at Man United, you see a lot of appeasement. Oh, we're in a bit of decline. Let's go and spend 90 million on Pogba. Oh, we're in a bit of decline. It's very similar to what we've done.
Yeah, it is similar.
Not good management of a club. Not good, basically appeasing fans while taking money out for. It's not been great.
Yeah, look, what I said the other day about the Cronkies, I'm not in favour of them. I would like them to go. It's just for different reasons. And mismanagement to me is what we have. It's not that we're not spending. I mean, one thing I forgot about the other day, talking about the amount that they've spent, was Pepe. I mean, he's not a bad player, but 74 million, was it? It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So, yes, mismanagement, I understand that part of it, but I don't see that United fans have got that much to be upset about.